Hi, everybody. Just want to let you know that I am doing well, and hopefully you are doing well along with your family members. I thought I'd show you a few slides, and then I'll go into some examples of the problems that are in NextGen. And I just started recording the quizzes in NextGen, the results that you got on them, put them in, and a lot of people have already gone up a grade, one whole grade already. So I want to encourage you to keep on doing that. I still haven't entered in the lessons. I did the quizzes, just not the lessons. Remember, all of this is like extra credit. It's bonus points. All that we do. Your grade cannot go down. It can only go up. So I just want to encourage you to continue to try, put some effort. This just stimulates your mind, get it working, and to keep some of that knowledge that we have learned. After about 3 weeks, we'll be getting into a different topic than what we're doing now. All right. So hopefully you've been keeping your mind active, maybe playing some board games with family members. I know at our house we've been playing some other games. All right. This is just, by the way, this is a Nerf gun, by the way, just so you know. And that's about it. Okay. So stay healthy, stay strong, keep your mind alert, and help out as much as possible at home. All right. Okay, so on with the slides, and then I'll give to you some examples of the problems that you'll have in NextGen. All right. Well, welcome and congratulations to the students who have raised their math grade. Very good. Matter of fact, next week I'll go ahead and I'll call out the people who have raised their grade, and you could raise it up as much as 2 grades. So continue to try. And just put in some good effort, and you will do well. You'll come out okay. All right, some things I've been up to lately. Well, been playing around with some Nerf guns. We had a Nerf fight the other day. And now this is like 10, 15 minutes afterwards. I got smacked right in the neck. That hurt. Those things are more powerful than you think. So it doesn't help that it was up close. Let's see. A lizard. Found a lizard in our house. I guess it went under the screen door and went underneath the couch. I saw it right there in the living room. I said, what is that? And all of a sudden, boom, went underneath the couch. So my son had to dig it out and finally let it loose out in the front yard. Here's my dog who should have stopped the lizard, but did not. Anyways, this is what it does. It's normal routine in the morning. Open up the blinds. It gets up there, stares out the window. You could tell that dog has eaten quite a few snacks, huh? Yeah, my mother, she lives with us, and she has a memory problem. She forgets when she gives the dog a snack. And so she'll give the dog a snack 10 times a day. Yes, and until now, I never understood why you got so excited when someone walked past the house. And you can see that guy there with the little mask on. My gosh, look at the expression on that dog. That cat looks like he's going to kill it, doesn't it? Yeah, I can get kind of pretty crazy sometimes, getting stuck in a house and not having a chance to get out. Homeschooling day 4 PE. Oh my gosh, jumping down from the balcony here. This looks like a bachelor pad where a bunch of guys are there. And this is what they do on their off time. Oh, there's a new global virus called ID10T, and it's spreading quickly. This new global virus is quickly spreading globally. The new virus ID10T has been reported in every country. Everyone is susceptible to the virus. Get it? ID10T. Idiot. The word idiot. Yeah, how about we just keep this a secret? When it's all over the quarantine, let's not tell some people. Hey, I went when I was going for a walk the other day, and yeah, I did have a mask with me, by the way. And I'd seen this rock down there, and there it is right there. See the good. Somebody painted that on a rock. A little rock, just kind of, and put it around. And then I went further on the same house, and there was another rock there, little one, and it said grateful. I thought that was kind of neat. So when walking around, just seeing little things like that just makes you feel good, grateful, and also highly contagious. Besides the COVID-19 virus, is kindness, patience, love, enthusiasm, and a positive attitude. And don't wait to catch it from others. Be the carrier. Be the one who spreads it around. This is what a lot of people need nowadays. And once you start concentrating on helping others, it takes your mind off yourself and you start feeling better. All right? Okay, so we'll get into the math now. And again, continue to do your great job. Help out at home as much as possible. And I'll see you later. Okay, let's just review a few things from our notes. And I'd like to talk about constant of proportionality. Constant of proportionality. And we knew that if we see a graph like this, that it is not proportional because it's supposed to be a straight line, which this is, but through the origin. All right? And it does have a constant rate. And if we check that out, like it's constantly changing 2 over 1. Y over x, 2 over 1. So the rate of change is 2 over 1. Right? The y is changing by 2, and the x's are changing by 1. So the rate of change is 2. Okay, now this one, the next one, this is proportional. We know it's proportional because it goes through the origin, and it's a straight line. And you can also find out this constant rate of change by doing the change of y over x. And this goes up by 4, changes by 4. And this changes by 2. So if I take y over x, the change of y over change of x, that's 4 over 2. 4 divided by 2, that's just 2. So this rate of change is 2. Also notice that if I take 4 divided by 2, that's 2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. All the y's over x's come out to be 2. Each one of these does. But notice on this one, it does not. See that? 5 over 1 is not 2. 7 over... It's not. See, it's not proportional. You can't just take any y over x. It's just a change of y over x. So this right here, when they are proportional, when it is proportional, we can just take any y over x and we get the change. The change is 2, the rate of change. And that has a special name. When it is proportional and we take y over x, that change is called constant of proportionality because it's proportional. The constant of proportionality. Now, when we did these graphs over here, notice that these are straight lines and they go through the origin. That means you can take any y over x and get the unit, what we call the unit rate, or get the constant of proportionality. Unit rate is just another name for it. So we just took y over x, and that came out to 5. And what we did on this is we wrote these out as equations. And this constant rate, which we call the unit rate, is also called the constant of proportionality. It's the same thing. So all we have to do is just take any y over x, and that is the number that goes right there for the equation. All right, so let's do some examples of that to make it more clear. Okay, this says the table shows a proportional relationship between x and y. That means that this would make a straight line if we graph these out. If we graph the y and the x, if we graph them, it'd be a straight line through 0. Now it says, find the constant of proportionality. That means we can take any y over x, find what it is, and then we'll make an equation. So let's just do it for this one here. On this one, if I take y over x, that's 44 over 4. That's 11. Okay, if I do the other one, this one here, that's the y, 55 over 5. 55 divided by 5 is 11. You see that? It's the same number. This number is called the constant of proportionality. We also call it unit rate or the constant rate of change, but it's the constant of proportionality. So it turns out it is 11. Okay, but that's not the final answer. That's just to help us. So it tells us right here, using the value of k being this one right here, being 11, enter an equation in the form y equals kx. So we have y equals the constant of proportionality right there. And that is, what do we say? 11. 11x. This is what you would enter for your answer. Y equals 11x. First, find the constant of proportionality, just a y over x. Okay? And then write that into the equation. Now, do not use capital letters. It will mark it wrong, just so you know. Okay, so this is one sample of the type of problems you'll have today. Okay, next type of problem. It says the graph shows the relationship between the number of hours, H, that's the business hours, or the hours that a business operates, and the total cost of electricity, which is letter C. C. So that's the cost, and this is how many hours that they're open. All right, now, if you remember, this is similar to this. Only now we have a C instead of a Y, we have a C, and instead of an X, we have an H. C for cost, H for hours. And we're going to have to figure out this number right here. The same thing we did before. So it says, find the constant of proportionality. That's what we did. That's y over x. Any y over x. For this relationship, using the value of r. Okay, so in other words, we want to put a number r there. Whatever r is, goes right there. Actually, it goes right there. And then it says, enter an equation in the form of C equals RH. C equals some proportionality, H. All right, so we need to take any y over x. The first thing you need to do is, excuse me, I'm just going to zoom in first of all, so you can see it a little bit better. And the points you're looking for are the ones right at the intersection. So like this right there. See, these are points that you can use. They're right at intersections of the lines. Because we know what they are. So for example, this is 70 over 2. Right? 70 over 2. The other one, you could use it, it's 140 over 4. See, I could use any one of those that I want. Because remember, we want y over x. Well, let's see, what is 70 divided by 2? 2 goes into 70 35 times. All right, well, guess what? That is our r, if you want to say that. And that goes right over here. So this is what you would put in for an answer. So instead of saying y equals that number in x, you would say c equals this number and h. So it's just like using y and x, except they just said use c and h. That's the only difference. Again, don't use capital letters. Use lowercase letters. So not this way, but this way. All right, here's our next and last one. I'll enlarge this in just a moment. It says the linear graph, that means a line, shown below is used to determine the cost of streaming subscription, a streaming subscription. And notice right here we have monthly bills, and they don't have a Y, instead they have the letter B. And over here, number of users, and instead of X, they have the letter N for number of users. All right, so you know that we're going to have to write an equation, and we're not going to use Y and X, but we're going to use B and N. It says, determine the constant of proportionality, you know, Y over X, and enter an equation in the form of this, B equals Pn. B equals Pn. Okay, and they're saying that P is the cost of proportionality, the constant of proportionality. In other words, Y over X. Y over X. Okay, so we need to figure out what this number is. It's going to be any Y over X, or in this case, B over N. So let's find a point, and it's hard to tell on this graph, so I made it much larger for us. Boom. I know, impressive, huh? All right, so let's take a look. This is much easier on my eyes. So we have number of users, monthly bills. Now, you need to figure out where are the intersections? Where does the line cross? Like right at an intersection. Right here. Here's one. And you know what? This is the only one. This one doesn't quite make it. It's right like there. It's not quite there. And the other ones are not at the intersections. See that? It just misses it. So this here, so we have the number 10 and the number 420. So 420 over 10, right? 420, you know, it's like Y over X, or in this case, B over N. 420 over 10. Hey, that's just 42. 42 is our constant of proportionality. 42. So, going back to the problem, and let me just enlarge this a little bit more, zoom in. Okay, so we used this right here. That's the only point that we could tell. That's 420 over 10, which is 42. So guess what? That number right there is right here. So your answer is B equals 42N. And again, you want to use lowercase letters. And that's it. This is finding the equation for this graph. Now, later on, you'll find out in 8th grade that this is called slope. The name we use for it is slope. But when it's proportional like this, they call it the constant of proportionality also.